All right, I'm on hole number 10 of the game set match tournament. I'm in the opening round of the rookie division, starting the back nine. Let's see which way the wind's blowing here, see if it's blowing the same as it was. I'm not sure. I haven't checked to see if what the wind stuff is doing in rookie weather. I'm not sure how they play it. I know the Playdemic likes to manipulate the wind, so I'm not sure. Let me go glance at the hole. Hole number one is hole number one. All right, what are we doing here? Okay, last time I did not pull the wind enough, so I'm going to make a bigger adjustment, and we'll see. I'll tell you when I'm done what adjustment I made, so if I epic fail, I may not tell you. I'm going to do a 22.5% wind adjustment. Just follow with me. Just go, just go with the flow. Come on. Taking a Kingmaker is the one. I need a sniper and a Kingmaker. That's all I need. Very little adjustment. Doing a rough bump. Let's see if we can get her in the hole. I don't think I made a hole in one on this hole in a long time. 3.2. 3.92 rings, and I am definitely at max club. Let's see if we can get it to work my way over there. .92 rings, so 4 rings. There's 2, 4 rings. Let's hit it perfect. Let's get a hole in one right here. And I hit it great to the left. Arrgh! Close. I've tried several different wind adjustments. I've been chasing the wind around, trying some different stuff to see what I can get going in. That's the first time I've hit that. Excuse me. Oh. And it would have been better to hit it perfect. I've tried a 10, a 15, 17 and a half. I'm trying to, this isn't normally how I work the wind out. I usually make big jumps and try and set the stage so that I know what range I'm in. But on this particular rough bump, let's see if my opponent can get where they're trying to get. Never like coming at it from that angle. And partially, if you go back and rewind that video and see how close their second shot was to the rough, I know that you can make hole in one from that side. And I know that if you're playing from the upper tees, you'll more than like, you may have to come in, especially like in Masters, you may have to come in from that side. But I always like to take traps out of play if possible, and hitting it like my opponent did puts all those traps in play. I'd rather hit in front of those traps, so the only thing in play is the green. In the hole. That's hole number 1. All right, hole number 2 is critical. This is absolutely critical to our round right here. I'm going to pick my bag first, then I'm going to glance at the hole. I'm going to take an extra mile. Well, first of all, let's see which way the wind's blowing. That may change our stuff here. All right, we got a little teeny bit of a headwind, so not much, but a little. I'm taking an extra mile. I was hitting with about 6. I went back and watched the video from the front 9, and I was in a really good spot. I had 6 topspin, but I wasn't going against a headwind. So maybe 6 1/4, 6.5 topspin. Let's make sure I take my number 1 bag. take a Kingmaker again. Now let's go look at it. Let's go look at it and see what we're dealing with here. Hole number 2 is hole number 2. I'm definitely taking the black line, trying to get on in 1. And the wind is blowing across like this. And so we will have to, I'm going to pull back just a little from the red line so that I can try and work that out and put in a little more topspin. Maybe. Let's go see. Let's just go play it. I got the stuff. Let's see if I have the skill. That's a big if. Maybe. But I know that this hole is critical to our round. This is a test. All 3 of these par 4s. The mid par 4 is the pop quiz. That's the one that's really going to affect your grade. Pull back just a little. Okay, there's 6. I'm going to go 6.5. 6 and a little. Pull out this way just a bit more. 3, 4. I'm going to add on 10%, so that's 3, 7. There's 3. Let's see how close I can get to the red line. Give myself a little room. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. Now it's all about whether or not I got enough topspin to bleed me out of that rough, and it looks like I'm going to be short. Ooh, that's all headwind right there. I had a little bit of room on the red line. I could have moved it forward just a little bit. I can make this shot though. We've got to make this shot. This isn't an option. Get it in the hole. Get in the hole, ball. See what my opponent's doing here to set this up. 3, 2. Let's see what kind of an adjustment they make. There's 2. They were a little less than 3. Perfect. They'll bleed out nicely. That's where I was. And I was on the fringe. That's where I was in the front. All right. Key shot here. Super makeable. Let's get this in the hole. I'm going to hedge my bet, and that should give me a perfect and a great to the right. Oh, that was 7,000 rings off. I was going to hit it from the left to the right, and then I decided at the last second that I felt good. Obviously, I didn't feel good enough. That is devastating. It's the first time I've missed that all week, and I missed the mid par 4 the first time on the front 9, so I'm gonna have to. I absolutely got to play tight now. Big trouble. Big trouble. All right, that sucked. Now let's go look at hole number 13. Hole number 3 is hole number 7, and this is a newer version. Let me just glance at it. All right, I know exactly. I'm going boom, rough bump in the hole. 15% to the cub, using a sniper. Extra mile. Now, let's see which way the wind's blowing. I got to remember to look. All right, we got favorable wind. I'm going to take my number 1 bag. I'm taking a Summit ball. taking the summit ball because this is an absolutely makeable albie, and I want to cut the wind down as much as I can. The lack of side spin is hurting me just a little, but I can get around that. And I don't think I have any other 3 power balls. Maybe I do somewhere in here, but 3, 3, 3. That would be a waste. I think that's the only 3 power low wind ball that I have. That is the right bag. Off we go. I'm going to get an albie right here. I'm going to get the albie right here. It's not going to make up for what I just did on hole number 2, but it'll at least get me on track. So if you want to know how to make the albie on hole number 3, this is how you do it. Goal number 1, one shot at a time. I have seen an expert, and a lot of times some of that stuff is only possible in expert because of the wind. I've seen people get on in one here. I saw a hole in one here. Somebody did a max overpower hook shot using this fairway here and coming through. And I think with this stuff out here, we probably have, we might have even a better shot. I don't think we do in Ricky unless the wind's blowing this direction. I'm doing 10% on the drive. Looking at my notes here. Summit ball. 5.5 topspin. And I like that spot, but it is closed. When you're watching it roll up there, you're like, oh, stop, stop, stop. So I'm doing 5.5. There's 3, 4, 5.5. Get myself into this position right here. Couple rings off. 1.5. Putting some curl to bring it back to the fairway. Hitting it perfect. El perfecto. Now it's all about distance. And that's a little short of where I'd really like to be. I might be in trouble. I think I still have the rough bump shot. But I would like to be about half the distance between where I'm at and where my opponent's at. I want to get up close. All right, let me get my calculator out of here. 1.15 times whatever the wind is divided by 1. Let's see what kind of an adjustment my opponent makes. So that'd be about a 3.5 ring pull. That was 3 rings exactly. So they didn't do any wind adjustment other than just a normal wind adjustment. Hitting it perfect. Didn't pull it quite enough. All right, I'm making an albie right here. This is it. Are y'all ready? Get ready to clap. If I can get to the right spot. Oh, and I'm a little short. So I'm going to have to start off here to the side and see if we got enough side spin to get me over there, which I doubt that I do. And how much of that can I work out? Can't work out any more of it than that. So 1.6, 1.84 rings. Myself a little short. So I'm going to have to put just a little teeny bit of curl on it just to bring it back to the cup. And I hit it 1 ring right to the right, which took out all that curl. And that was all about drive. This is a There's a lot of holes in the game that are one shot at a time, and the whole deal is putting yourself in the perfect spot to, because the drive is just a delivery system to get you into the perfect spot to sink the ball in the cup. And if you don't put yourself in the perfect spot, it ain't good. And that's the first time this week I've been a little short on that. I've been up close and I've been trying to work it back just a little. I like where my opponent was, but it's too hard. It's too hard on my my heart quits beating for a couple of seconds waiting for it to roll out. All right. Where are we at? We're on hole number 13. Okay, hold on a second. I got to stand up and take a break because I need to walk away for a second. Go grab something to drink. Take a deep breath. Get back on track because that series right there, this right here was the round killer on the front nine. Okay, we have to pick this hole up and we have to pick this hole up. There's just no two ways around it. And I did what I wanted to do as far as picking up a shot on the other ones by picking up the Albie, but dropping this is killer. So coming out of the front three, having dropped what I consider to be probably the easiest hole in the course, with this being the second easiest, and it could be debatable on which one's easier than the other, but we have to make those two. Of the Albie shots on here, I like this one. I do like this shot right here if you can get to the right spot, kind of like here, but this one's a little bit tougher. But I think of the holes on this game that if I was going to bet that I could Albie it, this would be the hole that I would pick. And coming out of the first three, one down on the easiest hole is I'm going to have to really pick it up here. I'm going to have to pick a shot up, and I'm going to have to make sure I get this hole right here, this par 4, which I didn't get on the front. And I was in and out of the hole on the front. I had the shot right. I had the adjustment right. I put on, normally when I'm playing with my short iron and my wedge, I prefer to come at the cup with just a titch of backspin. One, if I can get it. But I usually like to do a little bit of backspin because you have a lot more control over the ball. And in that spot where I was at, I put on, it was 2 and a sliver, a topspin, and it was about one, maybe a whole, I should have put on maybe 1.5, 1 and a sliver to stop it. And I've been coming out, I went back and watched the other videos, and I've been able to come at it where I was able to put on just a little teeny bit of backspin. So I need to make sure my drive is in the range that I'm looking for. And I hit 429 last time. And I think I need to be like the 335, somewhere in that neighborhood, 333. I don't have to get much farther than where I was, but it would definitely help me out if I could get just a titch farther. So give me a break. I'll be right back. I'm going to pause it, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. We got some coffee. Yes, it's 9:44 at my house, and I'm drinking coffee. What does that tell you? I'm going to go pick my stuff, and then I'm going to go look at the hole. Let's go look at the hole, and then I'll pick my stuff. Hole number 4. Hole number 4. And we got a little teeny bit of, the wind is kind of going like in this direction. So we got a little bit of headwind to deal with, which is going to lay it up here, but I'm going to stick with a power 3 ball. I'm going to bring a Kingmaker to cut the wind down. Now, if I had a big headwind here, like a full headwind, I'd probably switch to a power 4 ball. But I think I'm pretty close where I'm at. And if I have to take this at minimum short iron, if I'm playing at minimum short iron, it's 2.0 per ring, and if I'm playing at maximum wedge, it's 1.2. So it's going to be one of those two. And it's difficult because you can get in a red line issue where you're not quite where you've got, and I like I said earlier, I don't like putting topspin on this type of shot with my wedge. It's going to be, we'll see how it works out. Let's just go play it. It's not the end of the world. Taking an extra mile and a kingmaker. Cutting the wind down. Here we roll. All right, I did not. First time this week, even in the practice round, qualifying round, first time I missed the shot on this hole, so I need to pick it back up and get somewhat back on semblance of a track. And I can do it on these next 2 holes. Need to get the eagle right here, 1 hole at a time. Let's see if my opponent's actually going to use that. This is the second opponent in a row I've seen use this pad, and okay, that's better. I do not like this launch pad. This is like a ski jump. And you look at how steep it is. It's just one of those areas that the bounce off of it is, in my opinion, inconsistent. That looks like it's going to clip the rough. And from that angle, that's a sucky angle to have to come at the cup. That's going to be wood range. Give myself about 2, maybe even 3 rings of separation there. Pretty close to 3, at least 2.5. Top spin is the key. It's going to put me myself plenty of room here. 3.8, I'm going to do a 2-ring pull, which puts me about 3/4 of a ring into power. Hit it 1 ring great to the left, maybe 2, maybe 16. And that's definitely going to be short iron range. So that's going to put me mid short iron, maybe towards mid minimum. Where am I at? Yeah, that's going to be it's going to be close. So my short iron, the way I'm playing it right now is 1.42. So if I'm in mid, it's 1.4. If I'm in minimum, it's 2, and that looks to me like I'm probably going to be more towards mid. I'm doing with this wind. Times the wind. I'm going to start off on the left-hand side of the cup, too, on the left-hand side of the flagpole. First, work the wind. Second, see where I'm at in my club. Yeah, they'll be fine. Oh. They might be fine from there. Okay, where's man? There's man. There's max. So I'm at mid club. So it's 3.5 equals divided by 1.4. It's 2.75 rings. .75 rings. Okay, there's 2.5. And then half of that. I glanced up at the red line, at the red flashing that was up there just to see how many I had, and I let go at that moment. I knew I was like right at the very end and fucking shanked that shot. Arrgh! I'm falling apart on the back 9. Hell, I may not even qualify. I would bet that it's probably, by the time this bracket's done, I'll be surprised if it doesn't take a 27, 28 or better to qualify. At least a 27. So I only got to shoot a 12. Which is what I'm on track for. Falling apart. See if my opponent can get in the cup. They made a wise choice there, because sometimes you get on these greens that are really have a lot of movement like this one, and you try and run out the topspin and it just goes all over the place, and you're better off in that situation to put some backspin and get close to the cup. In the hole. All right. I got to clean this up in the back nine. And I'll tell you right now, for those of you that have watched my stuff for a long time, this is all about practice. I mean, this is all like I've been playing the tournament stuff, but I really haven't been playing at all. And just getting your timing down and just like playing. And I don't think we can't practice this from the rookie tees. Way back in the day, it was kind of the fun thing about Golf Clash is it didn't matter what you were playing, you could find. Now you may not be playing a high enough tour to practice from the pro or the rookie or the expert tees. Like, you know, the tournament may have been on holes in tour 9 or 10 or 11, and you weren't playing those tours, you weren't there yet, and so you weren't able to practice them. But if you were playing pro and expert, but a rookie, you could practice any course in the game. Now, obviously, we can practice now, but it costs us a token. Hole number 14. Hole number 5. All right, this is hole number 9. I'm going to go look at it. Let's see if we can have some semblance, some shining point in this round. I must be getting tired. I got up super early. We cleaned a big rough today. Big tile rough. Okay, let's see which way the wind's blowing. We got a little favorable wind. And I'm going to, once again, I'm bringing an extra mile, and I'm bringing a 4-power ball. Bringing an open ball. One of my teammates, Mike D, president of the Kings of Golf, he bought me a pack a long time ago. I got a bunch of those open balls. I've been burning through them. Yeah, let's see if I got the right stuff. Got the right stuff. Now this is the type of hole that, even though I don't get any more ball guy when you get an APOC 6 versus an APOC 5, this is the hole right here where the raw distance to the first bounce that you get with the Apocalypse would be helpful. Even though it only sounds like it's only 3 yards, on a hole like this, it's big. But when you get it to 6, at least you get that topspin boost, and you're super close to. I think at that point, when I get the 6, if it wasn't for the ball guide, I'd probably switch. All right, I can use just a little, and I mean a little teeny bit of curl. Not much, but a little. Extra mile, that's about 2 rings. Put that little bit of distance back in it. I'll put a little bit of curl on it. Now when I hit it 1 ring right to the left, I'm going to clip the rough down here at the bottom. Right? Wow. I can't believe I missed it by that much. All right. All right. Here's the cool news about hitting into that area and doing the shot that I'm doing on this. And it's one of the reasons why I switched to that shot. Is if you go to the left and you go up into this area and you screw up, you hit the rough, you end up in the sand, anything happens, your fault, my fault, nobody's fault. You're not getting on. But if you're in this area, you can recover. As long as you don't end up behind that tree. I ended up behind that tree. I did a practice round on Monday, and it's very rare. I don't even remember the last time it's happened where I ended up in those trees off of this shot, but I ended up getting caught right up behind that tree. I put a little bit too much curl, and I clipped this tree right here. and I came through and ended up behind that tree. And so what I did was I shot over to the right, the shot that we have to the right, just to see what it looked like to the cup. Oh, that dog will hunt. That almost went too far. Almost. All right, we still got a shot. We still got a shot. Okay, so get my trusty dusty calculator out here. It's 0.7 times 2.7 equals 1.89, so it's a little less than a ring. Okay, let's hit this perfect. Every time I hit from the right to the left today, I've been way off. That shot right there is not, like, of all the spots where I could land, I always like to hit when I'm going to the cup. If you're off the green, it's always better to be lower than the cup, hitting up to the cup, as opposed to above the cup, hitting down to the cup. I talked earlier on the video about if you're with your rapier and you get your ball guide goes really wonky, it's usually going really wonky when you're going downhill to the cup. This may be one of those shots where I have to use some backspin and get up close. I've been firing off of 6 cylinders, and I have an 8-cylinder car here on the back 9. That's good. And get this shit out of your system in the opening round. And go for the -32 in the weekend round. Just try and win it outright. Or at least be up towards the top. I think that clipped the tree. It looked like something bad happened there. All right. We do have a shot at it this way. Wind may be a factor here, so I'm going to start off on that side of the flagpole. And hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. If the wind was a factor, it'll come in on the other side of the flagpole, and it did. So in that situation right there, I was hedging my bet. I could hit a great to the right and a perfect. Anything to the left would have missed. See if my opponent, I'm being real quiet for my opponent because this is a serious shot here. In the hole. Eagle. Good game. I don't think I've had a hole-in-one this week. I have not. Have I had a hole-in-one this week? I have not had a hole-in-one this week, so we got to get on board here. We got 2 chances right now. I got to get a hole-in-one here on one of these holes. Sniper, Katana. And what am I doing? I'm at mid club. I'm actually at minimum club here with a Katana. And I'm trying a 20% wind adjustment. I'm working the wind out, trying to get it. I think I've only hit like 1 perfect shot into this all week. Let's go look at it. It's hole number 3, and hole number 3 has changed, so it's in my drop box. Hole number 3. All right, I'm taking the shot from over here. And what I need to do, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. All right, I went back and watched the video from the front 9, and what I did was I'm going to write this down. I better write this down before I forget. 3 left side spin, and I think it was 1 backspin. I'm starting off in this area right here where I've got my white rings wedged. between the sand and the rough, trying to bring it around to the cup. Sniper Katana. I think I can get that done. I almost ran out of time on the front, so I didn't hit it perfect. I've been working the wind on this. I've narrowed it down. I'm in the range, but now I gotta hit a shot perfect so that I can see what it's doing. If I need to continue to make a little bit of an adjustment. Chasing it. We're gonna have to make micro adjustments based off of which way the wind's blowing, but at least getting you so that you're right there, and then you can start making those little teeny adjustments where you may do that adjustment +1 or that adjustment +2. Times 4.2 equals divided by 1.3, 3.87 rings. And I am doing that right there. Let's get that headed towards the cup. Okay, so it's 3.87 rings. There's 4, a little shy of 4. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Let's see how close I can get, because I really want to see like where that adjustment's putting me. And I'm still on the outside, so I'm still like under pulling it. Or it's getting a weird bounce going through there. Which way was the wind blowing? Or did I over pull? I might have over pulled that. It's very possible. A lot of you are probably going, dude, if you just got online and watched a bunch of people's video and took their notes, you'd know what those numbers are. Well, what the heck is the deal there? I understand. I appreciate every single one of my viewers, and I love the fact that you guys watch the videos. But my whole goal is to try and teach you, or at least help you, think of these holes where you're coming at them. Like, there's a lot of different ways that you can play these holes. Like, I may get, and sometimes I get on a hole like this and I'm just not having any success with that, and I'll go, screw it, I'm going to find a different way to come at this hole. And just like play it different and think about it. And everybody's got different clubs. And so everybody's using different balls, and everybody's doing stuff different. And so it's really hard if you go get numbers and go, well, those numbers aren't working for me. Well, they probably won't work for you. You'll have to work them out for your stuff. But the whole deal is that understanding, like just like the basic stuff on the game, minimum score, like I'm not having a good round right here. I'm not picking up shots that I should be picking up, but like minimum score really hasn't been a factor. You know, I try and put myself in positions where even if I fail, I can still recover, get up there, get the minimum score on that hole, and move to the next one. The whole goal is to put yourself in the perfect spot so that every single hole you gave yourself an opportunity to pick up a shot. And so I've had 2 or 3 holes here where I didn't put myself in the right spot and I just had to recover. Still had a shot, but it wasn't the shot I was looking for because I had to recover. It's not the shot that I'm practicing for. All right, what hole are we on here? We're on hole 15. We're on hole 16, so hole number 7. And this hole right here, I definitely don't like. Hole number 7 is hole number 5. Okay, last time I played this hole, I put on 1 topspin, and I'm going to put on 2 this time. I'm using the racetrack side. There is another shot that you can do on this, where you can go through the trees. There's several ways you can go to it. You can hit the green directly and try and go up the hill and use the backboard to come back down to the cup. There is a rough bump that you can do here, but it's kind of difficult. And you have to involve those trees. And if any mess up, your fault, my fault, nobody's fault, you could be in big trouble. All right. What do my notes say? 2 right-hand side spin, 2 top spin. I'd like to just get on the other side of the cup, which I've done very few times. I was talking to one of my teammates earlier, and he circled the drain both times, front and back, on this hole. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. And he's like, yeah, that's the first time this week I missed it. Bastard. Rat bastard. He is definitely riding the rim. I like how it came in. See how much extra distance to the right that he got there? That may come in on the other side of the cup. Whew, that was close. That was close. All right. I definitely don't like that. Oh. I'm going to use a half a backspin. 4.3, it's 4.73 rings. If I can get lined up with the wind. Oh shit. Isn't it perfect? I had to snap that off. I have no idea where that's going to go. I would have liked to have thought a little bit more about that curl. Didn't get enough float out there, so it's definitely going to come in on the same side as my opponent. Pretty close. Oh, almost ran out of time. I need to change my notes here. It's not top spin, it's back spin. And I'm going to do half a backspin and 3 right-hand side spin for sure. Faux show. In the hole. All right, no hole-in-ones this round. Here, I got 2 holes here. I need to get an eagle and an albie. It won't fully help me, but I have tanked the back 9. Hell, I don't even know if I only get an eagle here. No, this is eagle albie, no doubt about it. I'm going to take an APOC, and let's see which way the wind's blowing. We'll go look at the hole before I play, but I want to pick my stuff so I can look at it and go, wind's blowing good. It's helping us out. I'm gonna take a Titan. The way the wind's blowing, I can save myself a Kingmaker and bring a Titan. LB. Okay, let's go look at it. Hole number 8 is hole number 8, and it has been changed. All right, I'm hitting in this area, trying to just lay it up here in front. I'm not going for the hole-in-one. I'm just trying to secure my eagle. Now, last time I put on about a half a backspin, and I was right up there off the green, but I would have liked to have been a little bit closer to the green, just a bit. playing it. I think on the front nine, I think we were playing against a little bit of headwind, and I think I brought a 4-power. All right, here we go. Let's just set it up, be calm, take a deep breath, find an opponent. Maybe I can find an opponent. All right, let's go first. Let's get this over. Let's get it up there. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, why are you putting that side spin? It's taking you off the cup, because I want to give myself some separation on that rough. About 2 rings. I'm going to put just a little teeny bit of curl, lean to the left. Oh, I'm in the rough. I'm in big trouble right here. Can't believe I made that. And that's part of the reason why I gave myself plenty of room, because a lot of times I see a lot of players do this where they're so focused on their first bounce that they're not paying attention to where the second bounce is. And so the first bounce, you could hit it, hell, you could hit it 2 rings. I mean, you got all kinds of room. But that second bounce, you know, leaving yourself some room, and I know that I'm pulling myself off the cup and taking a hole-in-one out of play, but I'm trying to give myself enough room so that if I screw up like I just did, I can still get lucky. Get in the hole. They're on track. Let's just get it in. Go home, ball. Whew. That was close. Man, that's one of those rounds. I'll be lucky to get out of this round. All right. Now, I need to get an Alvy here. At least give me some shining moment here on the back nine. At least finish up with a bang. That'd give me 2 Albies for the round. That would definitely give me some tiebreakers. Okay, and this is, I'm not sure if it is anymore, but this is my favorite par 5 in the game. I really liked hitting the way we used to have to hit it. I had a lot of success on this hole. Hitting it over here. This is the guitar hole based off of, here's the body right here. Where's the neck? Got our little stuff, frets. And I used to hit exclusively over here, but now I'm trying to hit up into this spot right there. And let's see which way the wind's blowing, because if we're getting headwind here, I'm going to have to rethink my position. Everything we've had so far, that wind's not going to hurt us. If we get headwind here, it's going to change the, I'm probably going to have to bring out a 4-power ball if we're getting headwind, because it's just right there. If I have any wind that's helping us out or not, the side wind's not really hurting us or helping us. That means to the cup we're going to have a pure side wind. Taking my number 2 bag with a Kingmaker. And I'm really looking for the 3 side spin there. I need a 3-power ball, but the 3 side spin's what I really need. Sniper. Good to roll. Doing 2.5 top spin, maximum left-hand side spin. And this is one thing here. Let me put my grid on. And the reason I put my grid on is that I should have had it on the whole damn time. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But when you're doing these max curl shots, it's so easy to either put on a little bit of overpower and not realize it, or you're undershooting the shot. Because when you pull it all the way over there, it's easy to get off the line. And so with the curl line on there, you can keep it so that you're not in any underpower or overpower. 2.5 top spin. Now I did not hit it perfect into the cup on the front 9. I'm doing it's one shot at a time. So we got to get this drive down. I know that if you're hitting in that area right there, I have always done a 10% overpull. They gave themselves 2.5 for you. You're going to have to put some curl on it there, bro. Hitting it perfect. I think they thinned these trees out, or they widened this out over here, because if you'd hit it that far in the past, you were behind the trees. All right, 2.5 rings of separation. Max curl, 2.5 top set. Not 3, 2.5. 2 miles per hour wind. Right along the red line. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Wow, I over curled that. That's the first time that's happened. I'll still have the same exact shot, but I'm a little short of where I've been hitting all week. I've been getting right up to the tip, so my red line's been down in here, so I'm going to be more towards the top of this and have to run it out just a little bit. I'm doing 12.5% to the cup. Started the week off, I did 0. Was way off on one side of the cup. Then I made a massive adjustment because I wanted to try and get to the other side, did 25. And it put me about the same distance off on the other side of the cup, so I'm trying 12.5. Trying to get in that range so that I can start doing micro adjustments for wind. Perfect. Just a bit outside. Let's see what the wind is. 3.8. 4.75 rings, and I am right at my red line. Right at the cup. 4.75 rings. I'm going to start here. There's 3, 4, 7, 5. It's getting some distortion. Hit it one ring right to the right, or excuse me, left. Look how close I was on that. As far as that second bounce, damn, I almost hit the rough. It's getting some big distortion there. I should have pulled it farther away from that and put on more side spin, as max side spin, and got it as far away from that as I could, because it was definitely distorting the rings right there. No bueno. All right, we had a pretty good front 9. Not exactly what I was looking for with minus 15. I was looking for the minus 16, which is what I got in the qualifying round. Picked up all the par 4s and then picked up a shot. Got the minus 15 on the front and then fell apart. Fell apart like a cheap chair on the back. Only getting the minus 13 on the back. Definitely got work to do. Definitely, but that will qualify me up. Now, I will bet that the top 10 is going to be dominated by 30s. I'd say the way that this is going, you have to shoot, if you want to get a top 10, at least in rookie. I mean, and it's always all dependent on bracket. You know, you could get in one of those good brackets, and I really do think that there's tiers within the tiers that we're going to see a lot of 30s up here in the top 10, at least 7 or 8. And somebody at the top is going to be better than 30, because I'm personally believe if I don't shoot a 32 in the weekend round, I have no shot to win it. Let's see where the 30s start. 30 start at 7th. And a 31 at the top. And then the 28s, I'm the top, and I probably got it with the qualifying round 16. And let's see where the cutoff line is. 28s up here, 27s. I think it's going to take a 27 to get in. It does. They have been no 26s, but it's definitely, there's going to be 27s that make it, if not all of those 27s. There's a bunch of people at 45, so it'll take quite a few people to knock them out. Yep, so this tournament is panning out exactly like I thought it would. The scores, here's the deal. They can change all the bracketing and they can change all the stuff all they want, but the scores that it takes to get to the top are the same scores that it's taken to get to the top, that it's always taken to get to the top. The only difference is that the brackets are so compact that in the past you may see a 31 and then you may see 2 or 3 30s. And then you start the 29s and then you could go down. They've got everybody so bunched up. I know that there was a bunch of people, and what's funny is that it was a bunch of people that were never going to win a tournament or get a banner to begin with, because they didn't put in the practice, they didn't put in the effort to actually get up there, but they're bitching or like, hey, you guys are cheating up there getting 31s, that's all BS. You guys are just cheaters. Hey, if you go out there and you shoot good and you got a game plan going in and you're not freaked out by the stuff and you think about the holes and you got notes and you take a look at it and you set it up and you go out there and play, you can get those scores. I'm just wondering how many of those people are really enjoying the fact that now not only, maybe if you're in tier 1 or tier 2, so you can get something to get up, but I think that there's a lot of people that are disappointed that this change did not give them all that they were looking for. All right, that was the opening round of the game, set, match tournament. I'll probably play on Sunday. I might play tomorrow. I haven't decided. I may have time to play tomorrow morning when I'm fresh and bright and all cheery, but Sunday mornings are usually a good time for me to play. But I will play the weekend round this weekend, and the whole deal is that it's 32 or you're not winning anything. That's the way it works. Thanks for watching. Everybody be safe. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on the next one.